You could also set it on here if it's long enough.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Everybody close to rolling? Don't need to roll on me. Thank you, everybody. As you know, my name is Michael Bergman. I'm the Communications Director for the City of Green Bay. I'm going to keep my comments brief because we have a number of speakers who are going to talk about, well, both an exciting opportunity and an impending date where some of these opportunities will go away. So, first off, we're going to hear from our Mayor, Eric Enrick. So I will toss it to him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Enrick.
All right, thanks so much, Michael. Here I am. Well, thank you, Michael, for setting the table and for organizing the press conference. Thanks to the media for joining us. Thanks to all of our participants and guests here, especially to B for hosting us here. Really appreciate the hospitality and the fact that they've taken us up on this Grow Solar program. So as some of you will probably remember, we as the City of Green Bay has made a commitment to clean energy, carbon neutrality by 2050. And as a result of that, that's put into place a number of different actions that we've taken as a city. Purchase some EVs, put on some solar panels ourselves, but there's also a significant community engagement piece because this really is not just the City of Green Bay as a governmental organization. This is an effort that is community wide, and so this Grow Solar initiative is a really important piece of that because we know how important it is for people to adopt these technologies within their own homes for obviously the purpose of becoming more energy efficient, but more importantly for those that are balancing their budgets every month because of the affordability angle that is such an important driver of making these decisions. And as Michael was alluding to, we do have some deadlines that are coming up here, unfortunately. There's been some change in federal policy, which is not going to make solar an impossibility. It's still something that I think people are going to, take a look at the ROI on it and still make the decision to make those investments. But, I think it's really critical for us to emphasize that we have this Grow Solar, this group buy initiative that we've partnered on here from the city's perspective. And also we have these deadlines coming up. So September 30th is really an important date for people to keep in mind if they're interested in getting a solar assessment and ultimately signing up for this program. That's really what we want to emphasize. Because as I said, that affordability piece is significant. We understand that people are struggling with their grocery bills these days, with filling up their cars, with utility bills, and this could be a significant asset to folks to reduce some of those bills in the long term. The average savings for people that are installing solar is about $4,500. So that's significant money here that we're talking about. We've been fortunate in the last few years to have these partnerships between the federal, state, and local level. As we said, some of these policies are shifting, but we want to take advantage of these programs while they exist in their current form, and more importantly, incentivize or make it known to folks that we have these programs that are available and want them to take advantage for themselves and for their families and for their pocketbooks. So again, we've got a call to action. We've got 26 days left until that September 30 deadline for people to get that assessment and ultimately sign up to install some solar on their own homes. We're really hoping that people take us up on that. They reach out through the Grow Solar website, link on our page and also on MREA's page. And again, just want to really thank everybody who's gathered behind me. You're going to hear from a bunch of folks who've been instrumental in putting this partnership together. Of course, MREA, but also Endries. I mentioned B, who's a homeowner here and taking us up on this great program. Also have State Senator Jamie Wall behind us, who is a great environmentalist himself, has an EV himself, and is a big supporter of a lot of these initiatives, and I know is hoping to put some pro-environment, pro-affordability policies in place in Madison as well. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Alex Galt. He's our clean energy connector within the city of Green Bay, has been working with us for a little over a year now, I think almost a year and a half at this point, and has made some great strides in making connections within the community with businesses and organizations, and really educating folks on what's available. And so this is one of his big initiatives. So with that, I can turn things over to Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
Thanks to the mayor for that. And my name is Alex Galton. I'm the Clean Energy Connector for the city of Green Bay. And as the mayor said, for the past a year plus, I've been working on creating partnerships and educating residents and small businesses and nonprofits on clean energy incentives, tax credits, rebates. And while it's true that some of those are going away, there's still a great number of them out there. And a lot of that information is available on a website that I created called energizegreenbay.com, where you'll find a ton of information about this program and many other programs as well. This came about as a partnership with MREA, and it's something that we were very supportive of and very proud to be a part of, especially as the federal government sort of recedes from this space. It's really wonderful to be able to find ways of making solar energy more affordable to people that don't rely on the federal government, and a group purchase is just a brilliant idea because it's something that we can do ourselves here in Green Bay. And that's kind of one of the great things about renewable energy, clean energy, is that it localizes a lot of what we're doing. Instead of being, at the beck and call of hurricanes in the Gulf or, foreign wars and so forth, we can actually generate electricity right here on Bee's rooftop. Nothing that can happen in the world is going to impact the cost of Bee's electrical bill. And I think that's really a very cool and very important part of the solar energy, moment. So as part of the campaign, in addition to Grow Solar, we've also done our best to make it easier for homeowners and businesses to implement solar on their properties. We did that by becoming part of the Sol Smart initiative. So we did a lot to streamline the process of adopting solar. And so that's something that's important that we did. And I also like to make note that the clean energy plan that Green Bay has adopted is not just for the city, but it's also for the entire community. It's a community-wide goal. So going out and educating people and trying to facilitate the adoption of these and other technologies is an important part of that plan. September 30th, I'd also like to make note, is also the last day that people can use instant tax credits for the purchase of EVs. So that is a crucial date. If you're interested in more information, I'm sure Corey will speak more to this in a moment, but if you'd like more information, there will be a virtual solar power hour on the 18th of September at 1 p.m., and you can sign up for that at growsolar.org. And with that, I would like to hand it off to Corey. The success of what we're doing is really due to the incredible partners that we have, and this absolutely wouldn't exist without MREA, which has done this type of program in other communities as well. So with that, I would like to hand this off to Corey.
All right, thank you, Alex.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for that. All right, thank you for that, Alex. So our partners today have mentioned the MREA a few times. So I'm just going to start with explaining what the MREA is and what we do. So the MREA is the Midwest Renewable Energy Association. We are a nonprofit that is member-based, headquartered in Custer, Wisconsin. We're an educational nonprofit, so we do programs like Grow Solar, our solar group buys. We also do workforce development and training and host educational events across the region. I'd also like to talk a bit about what a group buy is. So essentially what the MREA is doing is we're going out and we're trying to get a cohort of people together to try to all go solar together so that we can lower the costs for everyone. When the MREA, we put out a request for proposals and we get bids and we ask the installers, say we sign up 10, 20, 30 folks to go solar, how much of a discount can you give us? And once we collect these responses, we go to an advisory committee, which is made up of local stakeholders, and the advisory committee selects the installer. From there, we host what we call solar power hours. So our solar power hours are educational sessions where we talk about not only what the group buy is, but we give a very basic solar 101. We talk about what it might look like to put solar on your home. We talk about a case study, show you how much it might cost, and then we talk about next steps, what you could do if you're interested. We really value transparency at the MREA. We like to, make sure you're making the right choice for your home. This isn't a sales program. We're not trying to, convince you that solar is for you. If it's not, we like to have folks be educated about solar energy, renewable energy, and what it can do for them. I'd also really like to thank our partners on this project. So the City of Green Bay, Oneida Nation, and the City of Menasha are all partners on this program. We're very, very happy to have them involved. Getting the word out, having events like this, being at the farmers market, it doesn't happen without our partnerships with the city. I'd also like to talk a little bit about our history. So this is not our first rodeo, so we've done these Grow Solar programs across the Midwest. We've done over 70 of them. This one is very successful. We've had over 130 folks sign up for a free site assessment through the program, and right now we are at 12 contracts signed through the program. I'd like to talk a little bit about the benchmarks as well. So like I mentioned, we're getting together that cohort of people to try to lower the costs for everybody. And right now we are in our first benchmark, so you will get 5 cents per kilowatt off. If we hit that next benchmark, which is very, very close, you will get 8 cents per kilowatt off. And then if we, get many more people to sign up, then we'll get 11 cents per kilowatt off for your system. And you'll see that savings at the end of the program through a rebate check. So like Alex mentioned, the next power hour is a virtual power hour. So you can sign up. You don't have to be there. You can get a recording if you sign up. And that is on September 18th at 1 o'clock. I'll be there. I'll be talking about what solar means and how it can work for you. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to our installer who gets it done for the people that sign up, Endries, and we have Jody here from Endries to speak about the program.
Thanks, Corey. Hi, I'm Jody. I am with Endries Solar and Electric, and we are a local installer based out of Oostburg, Wisconsin, which is just about an hour from here. And we are honored that we were selected by the MREA and the partners in this Grow Solar program to be the chosen installer. Again, we had to fill out the request for proposal, answer a lot of questions. They made sure we were a right fit for the program, and again, we were very happy to be selected to be the installer for anybody who joins this program. Endries is a turnkey service provider for solar. We do all of the work ourselves. We have no subcontractors. So we do everything from initial meetings and site assessments with the customers to then quotes, design, permitting. We work with the utility companies to get approval for the projects. We do the installation. And then we again work with the utility company to get the interconnection and the permission to operate for the customers. So you just have our little office. We do all the hard work and the running and the paperwork and try to make it as easy as possible for the customers once they sign on to go solar. So we talked a little bit, Corey talked a little bit about the timeline, and we have been very excited about the success of the program, but again, we are coming up towards the deadline, and our goal is to install by the end of the year or shortly after. And in order to do that, we've got to get people signed up by the end of September so that we have time. The process takes a while. Install itself might just take a day or two, but prior to the install and after the install, there are a lot of steps that happen behind the scenes, and those things take some time. So if you are interested, as Corey said, you can go to growsolar.com. You can sign up for an assessment, and then one of our energy consultants will come and meet with you. Again, like Corey said, we don't sell solar. We have energy consultants who teach and look at your site, your house, where you might want to consider putting solar. They look at your past electric bills and then determine what a good system might be for you and your needs. And then they teach you about it. You decide if it's something you want to go with or not. And then if so, and in this time frame, you can be a part of this Grow Solar program and get some great discounts. So that's kind of our part that we play in this whole program. Next, I'm going to hand it off to B. Swanson. Thanks to their generosity, they are one of our program participants, and we're here at their home today looking at this beautiful system that we installed. But yeah, B represents exactly the kind of community leadership that we ask for to make this program work. So, B.
Good morning. My name is B. Swanson. I am the homeowner here in Green Bay, and I just want to say that we've been ecstatic about the performance of our new solar panels. We've been living here on the east side of Green Bay for about 15 years now, and it's really, really nice to be a part of a community that is so willing to invest in the future. We have 2 children who go to school in Green Bay, and programs like this mean that the city will be even more beautiful in the future and an even better place to live when our kids are grown and possibly even have kids of their own. I wanted to specifically thank Jody because of the wonderful service of her team, and give a special mention to Peter Reschke, who is our agent, the man who came out and talked to us when we first scheduled. He was extremely kind and patient and very thorough in his knowledge of the system. He did a site assessment and then gave us his recommendations, and he was able to answer every single one of our questions, and we had a very large number of questions about the process, about how much time it would take to get the installation team out, how long it would take to get the connection done. So he was invaluable in that process and in making sure that we had a wonderful experience. Our installation process was simple and very quick. I think it took the installers 2 days to finish the process, and they were not here fully for the entire day. They were working on other projects in the area and came over for the rest of those days. Then it took about a week for WPS to come out and actually hook our solar up to our grid so that we could start to reap the benefits. Since that's been done, it's really, really easy to forget that solar panel is up there, and the only time it becomes impossible to forget is when we see our utility bills, which are now about half of what they had been before. So I once again want to thank the city of Green Bay for their participation in a program like this, and Grow Solar especially. None of this would have been possible without their assistance, and especially the knowledge that there was a contractor that knew what they were doing and was going to be able to do the work well and properly. I would love to thank you all for being here, and we are now happy to take any questions that you might have.
We can do that here, or folks will stick around for a couple minutes if you want to do any individual interviews. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for being here today. This is a very important program, so I'm glad you're getting the word out. Thank you. All right, if I talk to you? Yeah.